Perfect.
Hey baddies, and welcome back. Well, today's video is going to be very different. I'm going to try to make this as short as possible while being as honest and transparent as possible. So as you guys may have noticed, I was off of YouTube for a pretty long time, probably I want to say about 6 months, actually about 7 months. Considering that I was at a point of being super consistent on my channel, like that was huge. I really just want to make this video, not really for myself, but for anyone else out there who is struggling, whether mentally, physically, or emotionally, that it is super, super important to take care of yourself. So at the beginning of the year, and I'm talking about 2021, I was just like everybody else, super excited for the year. I had my goals, I had my resolutions, all that stuff, mapped out. And I just felt like, it was going to be a super, I was attempting to make it a super productive year. And then life happened, just like I'm sure it happened for everyone else. Like, I honestly would say, like, I know a lot of people would say that 2020 was probably the hardest year for them ever because of the pandemic. And for me, 2020 was difficult, it was challenging, but for the most part, I could not complain. 2020 actually allowed me to do a lot of introspective work and a lot of soul searching and really coming into my own, what I really wanted to do. The pandemic allowed me to be more consistent on my channel. It allowed me to realize that I was not really happy in my job, and it allowed me to switch careers and not have to stress about it. Like, I became a full-time nail tech in 2020. I finished nail school in 2020. It was just like, I don't want to say a breeze, because obviously it can't be a breeze if you have so many challenges going on the outside world. But I want to say I was genuinely more optimistic in 2020 than most people were. I feel like I came into my own in 2020. So obviously for 2021, I was, hoping to just continue on that trajectory of building myself, building my brand, building my business, and, continuing that journey of being myself, honestly, because I felt like for so many years I was just doing what everyone else wanted me to do, going to college and working this job because, it paid this much amount of money, and, all that type of stuff. Being able to have a decent year or a fulfilling year, like I said, I accomplished a lot in 2020 despite it being a very challenging year for most of the world. And like right before the pandemic happened, I was able to go back home to Trinidad and see my family. I took my son with me. Like, 2020 was just really, it was more so eye-opening than it was negative, and it was like positively eye-opening for me. I know it was negative for a lot of people, and I really was empathetic about that, but for me, it was definitely a year that helped me see my true path. So obviously I'm thinking, okay, 2021, I'm really coming into my own. I'm hoping that it just keeps getting better from there. And it didn't. Honestly, a lot of challenges came up for me in 2021. If I was at any other point in my life, a younger me, a more naive me, a less wise version of myself, it would have broke me. 2021 turned out to be by far the worst year of my life. And I feel like I've come to a point where I can talk about this without, getting emotional or being negative or anything like that, because where I am now, I'm just I really did like a complete 180. And from career challenges, I thought that, going off and trying to, start my own business, my own space, since I'm a full-time nail tech, I thought all of that was going to happen for me, and it really didn't. And I want to say by June, July, I was literally broken, like broken down mentally, physically, spiritually. Literally, there were days where I would just cry all the time, like all the time. And I had really, I want to say towards the end of 2020, I started really taking my spiritual journey a little more seriously. And I'm glad that I did, because it, like I said, if I had been in any other point in my life, 2021 would have seriously broke me to the point where I probably would have needed like immediate mental and medical attention. Now, like I said, by June, July, things really started to, I don't want to say fall apart, but they pretty much did. It pretty much started to fall apart. I really wasn't making any money having my own, suite. I was really pretty much spending more money than I was making. I had a really challenging decision to make, and I ended up going back to work in a salon. And a lot of family dynamics and family issues started coming up that I, obviously being the person that I am, felt like I took on a lot, not just me, but, my other siblings and stuff. We took on a lot of family challenges, a lot of family dynamics changed for us. And that was very, very difficult as well. My physical body changed. Like, I lost so much weight. At the beginning of 2021, I was getting thick, I was getting snatched, and by the time the summer came, I was probably back down to like 110 pounds after being like 130, 140, damn near. And I was just not okay. And I had to push through. I was doing the work. Even though I knew I was at a place that I wasn't happy with, that I wasn't comfortable with, I always worked on myself. Still writing goals out, starting with small steps, small goals. And I don't want to make this video too long. I mean, if you guys are interested on a video like that, you guys can comment down below and let me know, and I will get into more details about my spiritual journey and what I actually did to bounce back. I just wanted to make this video kind of short, just because people were wondering where I was for all those months, and it wasn't really by choice, it was by necessity. I had to literally move away from everything, work on myself, and really just do the work. Towards the end of 2021, I had a few deaths in the family, which literally, it was like I was almost at a point where it was like, after everything everything that I dealt with in 2021, like, come on, like, I was exhausted. I was exhausted. I was defeated. I was really, I don't want to say helpless or hopeless, because I was not. I knew that, like I said, because I was doing the work, the internal work, the spiritual work, I knew that it was going to get better, but it was just kind of like one thing after another, just let up just a little bit so I can just breathe for a moment. I also celebrated like a major milestone birthday. I turned 30 in October, and it was just kind of like, honestly, if I could just like take out little highlight, a little highlight, I can't even say highlights, a little highlight of my 2021, that would be the only highlight of my entire year. It would be my birthday. That's it. Like, and that's really, really sad. It's gotten a little bit better, but it's still very, very tough to talk about mental health. And it's not for me because I went to school for psychology. I have my BA in psychology. So I knew what was happening to me. I understood everything that was happening to me. And I knew what it would take to get out of it. And like I said, I can do another video where I go more in depth because not everybody knows what to do. Not everybody knows the sign. I'm glad that I was able to push through. I was able to get back to the things that I love doing. I love creating content. I'm not going to go into too many details, but I will say the things that kind of helped me get through this was writing, a lot of journaling. I would wake up in the morning and just start to write, and whatever came out, that's what I would have. I would probably try to do like half a page to a page every day. Affirmations helped me a lot. Just positive thinking in general, it can be very difficult, but if you, like, I usually try to do it, like, if you can just start small, go a few hours, a day, 2 days without thinking anything negative about your life or yourself, replace that with one positive affirmation. And if you can't necessarily think of anything positive, just think of, you know, anything positive that anyone has ever said to you. Just what's one positive thing you wish someone would tell you about yourself, and you tell yourself that. One of the things that helped me was just kind of putting things into perspective. Yes, you're going through something that's very challenging, but number one, it's not going to last forever. And number two, it's not always okay to use this terminology, but it could be worse. You know, you still have your life, you still have your health, you still have, you know, certain things that other people are dying to have. Prioritizing your mental and spiritual health is, I cannot stress how life-changing it is. I'm so glad to be out of that place in my life, to be out of that space, and to be doing much better. I'm just so blessed to be in my new chapter. And like I said, I thought, I just thought like, oh my gosh, like, is this gonna be my life? You know, just being anxious about what negative thing is gonna happen next. And it was just like, no. I'm not gonna allow this phase in my life to define me. And like I said, I did everything that I could. You know, a lot of self-care when you are going through things that are emotionally and mentally and physically challenging. Taking time for yourself is taking time to yourself, to take care of yourself, to take care of your body, to take care of your mind, to take care of your spirit is of the utmost importance. Yes, you do need support from other people who obviously you hold in high regard, who are there for you. And I promise you, it will get better. Now I am ready for my next chapter of abundance and positivity and love and peace. And I constantly affirm that every day. My life is peaceful. I'm living in abundance. Like I said, I can get into details if you guys want to, but this really isn't the video for that. I just wanted to come and let you guys know what was happening for me. That's pretty much why I was MIA from my channel. I do want to thank you guys for still supporting me. I would, check like, my comments and stuff and my views, and I would just really be like, I have to get back into my channel. I have to get back into my channel. I would either psych myself out because I would be like, oh, then I would have to go on camera and fake it because I'm not where I should be mentally, and I don't want to just go on camera. Watching other people's videos and stuff, it wasn't motivating me, and I feel like that's how I knew that there was a problem, because normally that would like inspire me or motivate me to do a video. Like, it was just like making me sad because I'm looking like, I could be doing this. I should be doing this. I love doing this, but I just really didn't have the energy. I didn't have the time. I'm glad that I'm back in a space where I'm happy to do this. I'm happy to be on camera. I'm happy to share with you guys. Like I said, I want to thank you guys for continuing to support me, for continuing to support my channel. Like, I literally hit so many milestones while I was away. If anyone else is going through anything similar to me, just to give a little hope, give a little inspiration that, the challenges and the sadness or whatever it is that you're going through will not last. And I hope you guys are still here with me. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.